Gen Z, with the help from the left, they've redefined the male heartthrob. Alpha males, they're out. And the betas, well, they're in. But there's levels to this lunacy.
Let's break it down, starting with the rise of the elf prince. An elf prince keeps you guessing. Are they into girls, boys, both? You may never know. Look at Harry Styles, Timothy Chalamet. They scream elf prince.
Now on to the golden retriever man. These types are fun, loving, doting, and eager to please. They're men with golden retriever energy. They have passion for home comforts, and they love their mothers. So think Travis Kelce, per se, or Ryan Reynolds.
Lastly, we have the baby girl man with their soft features. Mushy a little bit, vulnerable personalities. A baby girl is sweet, charming, and in touch with their feminine side. They are ready to talk about their feelings and even will carry a purse to brunch. Actor Jacob Elordi has been crowned the ultimate baby girl, along with Canadian actor Keanu Reeves.
Okay, here with insight into where all the good men have gone, Virginia State Delegate Nick Freitas. Nick, good to see you. Listen, Nick, I'm Gen X. What the heck is going on with women these days wanting these beta boys?
Oh, see, I don't think they actually do. In fact, you're seeing more and more go online and ask, where are all the masculine men? It's like, well, when modern feminism decides to compete with masculinity as opposed to being complementary to it, you end up with guys like this. But ultimately, they don't answer the male. So it is when it comes to someone they actually want to marry and have a relationship with and have kids with.
Right. It seems like this cabal of like writers and people in Hollywood who are trying to make this soft little boy thing happen for women. And it's not the reality that most even young women are living. They just want somebody who knows how to start a chainsaw and use a chainsaw.
Well, you see this all the time where you have young women that'll go on social media and they'll say, you know, oh my gosh, I met this guy and he was really masculine and I could feel the feminism leaving my body. And it's like, again, I go back to this, like a good man is someone that wants to protect, wants to provide, and also has the capability and the competence to protect and provide. And I'll show you a quick story. I had a young woman that was telling me, yeah, I don't subscribe to these traditional gender roles. That's why I have a question. You and your fiance leave dinner, you're walking through DC back to the parking lot, and a guy jumps out of the alleyway with a knife. Now, in one of these scenarios, your fiance jumps in between you and the assailant. And in the other scenario, he jumps behind you. In which scenario are you more attracted to your fiance? Right? And she kind of looked at me, she goes, well, that's not fair. I said, no, that's reality. Yeah. And we should probably embrace it rather than trying to reject it.
No doubt about that.
I personally have a bad temper, so I write checks, and I do expect my significant other to cash them, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
So, Nick, the left hates rural America, and they don't even hide it anymore. Listen to this.
Why are white rural voters a threat to democracy?
They're the most racist, xenophobic, anti-immigrant, anti-gay geodemographic group in the country. Second, they're the most conspiracist group. QAnon support and subscribers, election denialism, COVID denialism and scientific skepticism, Obama birtherism. Third, anti-democratic sentiments. They don't believe in an independent press, free speech. They're also the most strongly white nationalist and white Christian nationalists. And fourth, they are most likely to excuse or justify violence as an acceptable alternative to peaceful public discourse.
Those two morons wrote a book, White Rural Rage. It's essentially a tweet from Bette Midler.
Yeah. Well, you know, again, I guess I'm white and I live in a rural area, so I guess I'm the target of this. I think it's fascinating that they say we're the ones that are the most violent. I got news for you. If rural Americans with a much higher percentage of gun ownership, if we were as violent as you think we are, you'd know it. Right? No, instead it's Antifa that you have the problem with. In fact, we're the guys that don't mind growing the crops, raising the food, and fighting the wars. So again, I promise you, if we were as bad as you think we are, there would be no doubt. There would be no doubt. But I'll say this much. We know the left doesn't have a lot of use for men in general, and specifically white men, until a white man puts on a dress, and then he becomes the most important person in their world.
until they need them to put on a uniform. And then they really love them too.
Exactly.
Nick Freitas, always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for being with us.